The iris as the ring of Solomon, and its capillaries forming lines that are pen strokes that form the tetragrammaton, El Elyon, Allah, Yeshu Bar Maryam de Kafar Nahum, and all that is stronger than Koranzan. I manifest this, because you will witness me having defeated Koranzan. I want to talk about death. Some people genuinely believe that death will solve every problem in their entire life. Anything and everything about death is magnified and form-fit to every one of their situations. There's also people that believe that death will solve none of their problems and only count as one more problem. In those cases, death is abstracted as either a problem or a problem solver, or some combination of the two. Today I'm going to argue the case for why it shouldn't be either. Death is death. Everything about death is up to the will of our highest power, whether it be God or the universe to you. People hear that, ostensibly agree, and then often go back to making assumptions about who goes to heaven, who goes to hell, and those who get annihilated beyond comprehension. How could any of us possibly know these things? Some of us say that God told them what happens after death, but there's a variety of conflicting accounts from other people who cite the same source. Why is that? Because God is Koranzan, and God is God, and God isn't Koranzan, and Koranzan is God, and God is Koranzan. That sounds like a bunch of gibberish unless you're already familiar with homonyms that are simultaneously homophones and homographs. Some English words are spelled the same, pronounced the same, and yet mean something entirely different. It's one of the very first things children learn. Think back to when you thought puns were the funniest things your friends or family could tell you. With that in mind, God isn't God. It doesn't matter how we swear it, whether it's Yahweh, El Elyon, Allah, or Nazarene Yeshu Bar Maryam de Kafar Nahum. These things exist in our heads alongside whatever or whoever is actually there. God is the superego talking to us, and God isn't our superego. And the superego isn't the superego. Personally, I've chosen to name my superego Koranzan instead of God, so that I may defeat Koranzan and expel Koranzan instead of God, so that I can consistently remind myself of Thelema. But that's just one of its names. One name for my brain is God. Koranzan is known as a powerful demon, and meanwhile Koranzan is just a name, because Koranzan is no longer present. My brain can distort what is actually there, and it forms optical illusions at the most delicate off-balance. My truest self can remain in a realm of gnosis where all is uncertain and gambling is the only activity. I've named this realm Nirvana, in tribute to the Eastern philosophy that helped me get to this point. I've heard every word of the Upanishads and the Tao Te Ching by this point, and I feel well acquainted. It strikes me that a contemporary of Zoroaster made a book known as the Tao Te Ching, a book that serves as a manifesto, a guide for acting like later depictions of Jesus. Incidentally, when Yeshu's surviving quotes with carbon dating don't go into nearly as much depth. With that in mind, I've chosen to nickname Lao Tzu as Melchizedek, and consider his form of Taoism to be the Order of Melchizedek. Taoism is about softness as an aspect of life, where the hardline stances of heaven and hell only seem to spread death. People possessed by the hell spirit end up feeding their violent fantasies. Their brains make gore porn that make them thirst for the real thing. Consider the amount of wars made in Christianity's name compared to those made in Taoism's name, and the number of casualties. It makes a violent and hateful people. The same goes for heaven and heaven spirits. The same as hell spirits. It makes a greedy people that feel entitled and take violent risks at the slightest upheaval. Frankly, quote me on this, if you want to learn how to live, then learn how to die. Anyways, remember,